Hello, everybody. So, it is time to finally admit I am going to be. I need to get Crest white strips for my teeth. I'm going to be flying to Europe later this week. So on this channel, and I guess since my mother's passing from the second type of cancer, she had ovarian cancer after she had breast cancer. Sorry for the breathing. I've been eating a lot, drinking a lot of liquids, and I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna have to start fasting just a little bit, so I can make the flight from North America, the USA. I'm of the USA, so North America continent to Europe continent across the Atlantic Ocean, and I am going to be visiting the third. I guess it'll be like four if you count the airport, but the third nation since outside of the USA since my mother passed away less than a year ago, approaching a year ago. I think a little over a month, and will be the 1 year anniversary of when my mother actually she was no longer a living organism. But around now, a year ago, she was, if I remember correctly, she was at the end of being able to speak. So I think she could still say words, but no more than I don't even know if a full sentence sort of thing. So yeah, we're in August, mid-August now, 2026. So anyways, of course I mourn her, but so I've been to Asia. I went intercontinental and I was in Asia when I finally decided to remake this YouTube channel, and Geoffrey, the character. And I went to the Philippines for approximately a month, and I think I spent 3 days in Vietnam. I got really lucky. I got the visa, the e-visa, I think it is, for Vietnam, and to go to Ho Chi Minh City, a week or so earlier than I was gonna leave Asia and leave the Philippines and fly back to the USA and North America. But yeah, so the only nation I've been to in North America is actually USA. And I'm of the USA, I was born in the USA. My parents are both Middle Eastern immigrants to the USA, but my father has been in the USA for I think 50 or 51 years. So half a century he's been in the USA, and he came as a student, and my mother married my father after my father returned to the Middle East when there was a lot going on in terms of different issues in the late 1900s. So sorry, a little distracted. I think I have an ant bite on my finger. So anyways, yeah, I don't know how an ant got on my finger, but so I wanted to just announce, because I've had the tickets, so the tickets plural, for I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, and I haven't mentioned the fact that I'm going to Europe. Yeah, I mentioned that I'm going to Europe, I think, in a video, but I'm not sure. I didn't mention I was actually purchasing the tickets and getting ready for the flight. And this is going to be a very, so this is going to be a very important flight for me, because I get to see my uncle and his wife and my two cousins who I haven't seen, my two cousins, so they're minors, they're underage. The older cousin, my male cousin, he is I think 15 years age, and my younger cousin, she's 11. So I won't mention too much about them, and I don't think I will show them on the channel at all, especially with the things I've been saying. So but they're young, but their appearance is white European humans with light hair color, blondish hair and light color eyes. I'm not sure green or blue, but green or blue is their appearance. So they don't appear as me, but their father is my uncle. So on my father's side, so he's my paternal uncle. And I had 3 paternal uncles. A single paternal uncle died in infancy. Another uncle I had was murdered. He was stabbed to death in his apartment in the Middle East. not in his apartment, in a room in like an apartment he was renting on the side, and rolled up, I think I said, in like a carpet. And when the smell became too bad, when they found his body, is because the smell became too bad. Not sure if I mentioned that, but so I have a single living paternal uncle. And yes, and he lives in Europe, and he has lived in Europe, I think, since I was a year old. And he has, so I'm in my late 30s, so 3.5 decades, a little over 3.5 decades, he's lived in Europe. Disproportionately, he's lived in Germany. But you know, that's how I got like familiar with Germany early on, since I was age 10. And I had only been to like Amsterdam as like a 3 or 4 year old, and we stayed with my mother's side, like ethnic group, genome, like not like genome relation, but like same type of genome. He acted as like a tour guide for my mother and I when I was a small baby, and I think I had wanted Burger King and McDonald's. Not a small baby, I was like a growing toddler, getting out of being a toddler and infancy. So no, not infancy, being like a larger toddler, like 3 or 4 years old. And I remember I don't remember, but I was told, I remember I was told later because I have a bad memory, I wanted either McDonald's or Burger King. And also I like urinated in the bed, because like I urinated in the bed for like a good good amount of time, basically like an embarrassingly good amount of time. So yeah, but then I was like 3 or 4 years old, so I urinated in the little bed they had for me, I guess. Unfortunately, really, I'm sorry. But, and now I'm like a type 2 diabetic, and like in my like late 30s, and like I have to like urinate like non-stop, because like I'm like big and heavy, and like I weigh a lot, and I'm fat, and I'm just under 6'2", and I drink like liquids like I think like probably like double most normal humans who are drinking a lot, and then like I'm always urinating, so it's like a life of like urine, I guess, like yellow urine. Anyways, so not being as gross, yeah, I'm flying to Europe, and then so I've been to the Philippines and to Vietnam, first 2 nations on this channel, and then the next nation, not counting the airport because I'll be stopping in Germany, but the next nation I will technically sort of be in, or like in the suburbs of, I think is in the like tri-nation Germany, France, Switzerland area. But basically I'm gonna be relative to Switzerland. And you can probably guess, but Basel in Switzerland, which I've been to, I think, twice in the past. And I have my various history, factually, actually, with Basel. Anyways, so yeah, I think I mentioned in a different video, the last instance I went to Basel, I think I drank, if I remember correctly, an entire bottle of liquor, like hard liquor. I think it was vodka. I'm not sure. Like I literally drank like 3/4 of a bottle of vodka, and I think I like almost was like dying on the ground. And like the female I asked, I think I mentioned this, I have deja vu again, but the female I asked for assistance, I think she thought I was joking, but I thought I was dying on the ground, and I was taken to a hospital. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know what the number was with my blood alcohol level. I was walking, I wasn't like driving or anything, or riding a bike. I was like walking, and then yeah, I went to the hospital, and I forget what they did, but I remember I was in the hospital, and I think I had like alcohol poisoning, and I'll just end the story there. Yeah. So anyways, back to Europe, back to Basel, I guess like a decade after, and a decade less retarded, I guess, or still retarded, but a decade less. And I'm not making fun of mental handicap humans. I have like mental like trouble, like no lie. So anyways, back to the point of the video. I think I have disproportionate, let's say, relation to, I can't fix this like ant bite, and I just keep looking down at the ant bite instead of making the video, but I have this disproportionate relationship, like relative to Luzon in the Philippines. My pronunciation is likely very troubled in I guess like Tagalog, or like according to like Wikipedia, Filipino, but I guess it's Tagalog. And so like I guess Luzon possibly doesn't love me, but I guess I love Luzon, and Luzon is forced to to take me in. But I intend to return to the Philippines and to Luzon for various reasons. And I was thinking the first like film sort of thing I want to make should be called Getting Lucky in Luzon. Okay, because I haven't been to the Visayas, I haven't been to Mindanao, and I've only been essentially in the Metro Manila area. In the Philippines, and specifically disproportionately in, okay, my pronunciation is bad, but Makati, make a tea. So I wanted to be called Mr. Makati. I just updated this on the channel page. So Mr. Makati, Mr. Make a Tea, Mr. Meet Your Maker Makati, and Mr. Meet Your Make Her a Tea Makati. I think I got the 4 of them. I have to practice. But Getting Lucky in Luzon isn't about, it's a story based on who I am, but I wanted to film the story using my like telephone if I could, but I don't know how much work I'd have to put into it. But it is a goal of mine to be Mr. Makati, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ronnie Coleman were like Mr. Olympia and Mr. Universe, I believe. I have to double check on Mr. Universe, how many instances, but how many years. But so it's a story not about like what are they called? Is it called sex travel? Like not getting lucky in that sense. But I just kept thinking like Lucky and Luzon, LU and LU. So sorry, running out of breath repeatedly. I guess I'm like overexcited, but it's a story about a guy whose mother passes from cancer, a couple of types of cancer, which we've discussed. You know, I, Geoffrey, have explained to you this. And he goes to the Philippines, and I guess I'd get into the reason what this was that this made him decide to go to the Philippines, and to Makati, you know, to Luzon and to Makati specifically. And it was like after his mother had passed, so he just wanted to get to Asia, because he's an Asian guy, in terms of like ancestrally, in terms of continent, like approximately entirely or like entirely an Asian guy. So, and then he wants to become, in Luzon, he realizes, though this is different than me as Geoffrey, in a sense, but in Luzon, he realizes he wants to become a bodybuilder. Okay. And so he's not into like the steroid thing. And he wants to disproportionately become like capable of the body in terms of like an amateur or natural sense. And those are 2 different words. But yeah, so at first he's putting on like a bunch of fat on the body because force equals mass times acceleration. And he only understands how to force the situation, like higher force, because if your, let's say, force goes up and your mass goes up, your acceleration must go up also. So yeah, if both go up, it depends on the proportions, I guess, to say that the acceleration must go up. But anyways, if your mass goes up, eventually either your acceleration or your force, or I guess both, have to go up. Am I correct about the physics of this? Yeah, so he knows a little bit about forcing a certain situation, but he's not doing the work. So there's but I wouldn't bring this up too much in the film, but there's the issue of I think in physics, power equals work over time. So how much work you complete, and of course we have a barbell and we have like dumbbells, and I was just thinking it would be like a cool movie to have that be the like basic character, and what Getting Lucky in Luzon is about what I mean, because Metro Manila is a very live and lively I think like so we're talking like Southeast Asia, and I guess you could say like East Asia in a sense, like to the east in Asia, but Southeast Asia, and they're very like family oriented, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And they're actually like nice to their like genome relatives and like to their blood. And they're usually kind of cool with each other. So it's very different than like West Asia, where if you've seen like West Asians, us tend to like try to like annihilate and actually end the existence of West Asians, like only like Middle Eastern disproportionately, but because West can go like North also, but like Southwest Asians. So not South Asians, but Southwest Asians, even though I'm like genome relative on my mother's side to South Asians, but I'm a Southwest Asian. So anyways, yeah, Getting Lucky in Luzon, and I'm gonna be flying to Europe. So, but Getting Lucky in Luzon is a film I really hope for, like YouTube even. I guess I could shoot in parts and figure out, or like, how would I even put this together? Like, is there like a unique, like YouTube film like process, or like a show with like a series or something? Like, does anyone do that on YouTube? Because I like YouTube a lot, and I've watched YouTube for several years, like really intensely, but I'm not talking about like an actual like movie or like short film, or I don't know how I do it, but I just wanted to bring up the topic, and I guess I'll let the actually the reality of what I'd have to do sort of stew in my brain, and yeah, just think about the situation. It's like, why Makati? Why the Philippines? Why do they have the burden actually of having to host me? I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? There's like a history to the Philippines with me. And the Filipinas, they tend to be very nice humans. And I mean nice in a positive way. I'm not trying to say like nice guys finish last sort of thing. They're generally, is it affable to me, actually? And so they're also Asians, but I've never been to an island, I don't think. Yeah, earlier than Luzon. So that's also the only island I've been to. And then there's like the concept of no man is an island. And I guess I'm no man or something in a sense. But yeah, so I guess that would be the premise. But also, if you've seen the movie Fight Club, there's the guy who used to be the bodybuilder. He used to inject like a lot of steroids or something. And then he has like huge like pectoral fat, like worse than I have, but sort of like I have. And it's like, I always wanted to bring that up, but I always forget. So for some reason, when I lose weight, it like goes away and it doesn't sag the skin. I guess I've been lucky, and I need to do that earlier and see what I can do. But I need to, I've seen some really nice looking bodybuilders. I guess they're using like some like steroids or something, but the only supplements I really want to use are creatine and whey protein. Those are the only two I intend to use. And I wasn't cool with creatine for many years, but I did try creatine, and I guess I am a responder to creatine, and creatine does make a difference, like especially I guess like early on, because I only used creatine for like a month, but it was like I was going up faster in terms of repetitions. So anyways, yeah, so Getting Lucky in Luzon and like a bodybuilding thing. But yeah, when I was saying I saw on YouTube some like just amazing abdominals on bodybuilders. I don't mean like sportsmen or like athletes or something of the sort. I mean like pure bodybuilders, and like arms that are, sorry, I'm hairy, but like for my size, because I still have some like fat here. You can see there's like a little, let me see from this side. I have like a little bit of fat right here. So I guess I need to add several inches, which I think I forget what size my arms are. But I think I don't have any like muscle definition, but so that's what, like when I pull the fat, that's how large my arms are. And in terms, but it doesn't look good, and I'm hairy, I know, compared to like my head. And remember, I'm just under 6'2". So it's like kind of small, my arms. They're scrawny for someone who, especially for someone who's like 315 pounds, 142 kilograms, and just under 6'2", but I'm weak. I haven't been training. I haven't been getting stronger for like, aside of like 2024, for like many years. And just like almost like very, very limited activity for the past decade. So, but yeah, so why I'm bringing this up, I need to be physically bigger in like the arms, in the pectorals and in the stomach and like obliques area. Even no matter what happens. So we're talking several pounds, not several pounds, like tens of pounds if I can, of natural muscle. And like that would be like several kilograms of natural muscle being put on. Not just for that, just to like stretch out the body, get stretched a little bit. I don't mean like please like don't understand that sexually or like homosexually or whatever, or bisexually. I mean heterosexually and like asexually is different, but like I need to get stretched out, like especially on the arms, the biceps, triceps, disproportionately the triceps, pectoral area, abdominal area and obliques area definitely, because at least even if I do have any sagging skin, it should be like it'll pull more and seem less saggy if I have like, I don't know, like 25 pounds of additional muscle over like many, many years. So I guess that's like what, like 10 kilograms of additional muscle, like talking pure muscle. Anyways, so like a bodybuilding idea, I think I brought this up in a different video, but getting lucky in Luzon is a film idea I have, or like a series that I want to work on in my 4,000 videos plan for this channel, and my character Geoffrey, who I am, who is in a character. Talk to you soon.